Hello, Mike. How you doing? What I want to do tonight is explain to everyone uh, what this week is going to be all about. I missed this afternoon's lesson, and I do apologize. And I might make it up one day this week. But for the month of August, all the lessons will be Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, 1 p.m. and 8 p.m. Okay? Now, there's certain prerequisites that I'd like to go over before we do the lesson. Okay? It's like when you practice and you want, the objective is to become better, more familiar with what you're doing, and practice correctly. Now, I'm not starting from the beginning. What I'm going to do is I'm going to explain again stroking procedures and exercises to develop the right side and the left side of the attacks, and the brilliance of George Lawrence Stone and the magnificence of Joe Morella. And they're all just beautiful. So, the thing is, when we stroke, you have all these different methods. The Stone, George Lawrence Stone's method, Sanford Moeller's method, the Adler system. Bottom line is, you want to be able to execute clean. You want to make everything very distinct. You want to be totally relaxed. And nobody has a, what's the word I want to use? Nobody's created that. It's all inside of the laws of physics. Now, I'm not going to exaggerate, get extremely mechanical, and talk about the square root of times to the 45th power and all that good stuff. I'm not going to deal with that. You can call this whatever you want. I even had one guy even teach me how to squeeze the drumstick to to pinch out accents, which to me was absurd. So here's what we're going to do. First off, the objective, whether you're in the full stroke, the half stroke, or the quarter stroke, is this. If I'm having my hands, for example, let's start in the half stroke, Mike. That's about right here. Now this is a stroking position. All right, I'm in the half stroke position. Now if I was doing, say, the first line of stick control book, I'm not going up like this, like that. What I'm doing is I'm starting, this is my attacking point, and I come back to that point. I'm very relaxed. There's no tension on the stick, no tension in my arms. It's all coming from the wrist. My right side, my left side should sound equal. I'm not wasting time going like this. This here produces, it's a waste. It's actually a waste. That's number one, because you're not going to develop any kind of speed. There's an additional movement in there that you absolutely do not need. Okay, and what's going to happen when I do this, if you notice, there's an inconsistency of sound, extra motion, sound, extra motion, a different sound. So the object is, if I come down from the same spot, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to do the first two lines of stick control book. Now I'm not going to play it like this. One, and I'm here. I'm not holding the sticks tightly. I am very relaxed. There's no tension on the drumstick. When I make contact with the drum or the drum pad, the sound goes outward. It vibrates. If I hold the stick tight, what I do is stop the vibration of the drumstick, and it's not going to sound the way I'd like it to sound. All right, so I'm just nice and relaxed. I just throw down from one spot. Nice and relaxed. I'm not trying to get any volume. If I want volume, it'll be up here. Like so. So I'm just getting from down here. So I have 1, 2. I'm not going up and coming down. All right, so let me put the metronome. Let's go to let's say 60. And what I'm going to do is the first couple lines of stick control. And I'm going to use the vamp. Okay? The vamp, you know what the vamp is. And for those who don't know, whatever hand I end with is the hand I'm going to vamp with. And in this particular case, what I'm calling a vamp is eighth notes constant for 4 measures. For example, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 3 and 2 and 3, 4 and 2. So right hand vamp, left hand, same sound. 2, 2, 3, 4, 3, 2, 3, 4, 4, 2, 3, 4. Now, if you notice, I'm using my wrist, but I can't keep this stiff. It has to be relaxed as well, because this is the lever that it's moving from, and this is the muscles where it's coming, helping the lever move. So my arm is relaxed. I'm not grabbing a stick like so. All I'm doing is just dropping a stick like this. So let's go to 60. That's my quarter note. 1, 2, 3. Here we go. Line 1 and 2. 1, 2. Equal sound. 3, 4, 2, 2, 3. Repeat. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. Vamp. 1, 2, 3, 4, 2, 2, 3, 4, 3, 2, 3, 4, 4, 2. Line 2, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 2, 2, 3, 4, 3, 2, 3, 4, 4, 2, 3. Vamp. 1, 2, so on and so forth. Now, I'm just getting the feel of the drumstick. Okay? What I'm trying to do is make the right side and the left side equal. I don't want any additional movement, okay, unnecessarily, because that's going to slow me down. Okay, so now what I have is this, just dropping down. Now, if I really want to do a workout and a louder sound, well, that's the laws of physics. The distance is greater. I'm throwing down with force and power. Now, if I want to keep that sound here, now I'm not trying to play loud. It's just that the distance from here and the distance from here, 2 different sounds. I'm not lifting. If you're down here and you're lifting like this, what happens when you get here? You're going to lift back here and come down? It doesn't happen that way. So what you need to do, if you're going to practice, there's different levels of the practicing. You understand the concept, you understand the line. Now you got to do what is what you need to do is just to make the right side and the left side equal. Simple. You understand that, Mr. Mike? And whoever else is looking, is that septic? Mike? There's Mike and Mike in here. I know Mike Lewis is in here. Who else is in here? Anyone else in here? You understand, right, Mike? Good. So, you can sit there for hours and go like this. At least you have the exercise down. There's different stages to the exercise. At least what you want to do is do the line, repeat the line. Now, whatever hand you end with is the hand you're going to vamp with. Okay? And the way I do it is whatever hand I end with. But for example, I've seen guys alternate the vamp. For example, if they did three right-hand vamps in a row, they don't want to do that. They'll do a right-hand vamp and a left-hand vamp. Right-hand vamp and a left-hand vamp. It gets a little confusing. So instead of me thinking about all that, because I have a lot to think about, I just say, okay, whatever hand I end with is the hand I vamp with. Now, when I play full strokes, again, that's volume. When I play quarter strokes, it's less volume. I mean half strokes rather, sorry. When I play quarter strokes, it's lesser volume. So there's like a crescendo. Now there's an illusion here. And you have to get out of that. If I go like this, see look, it looks like I'm doing a seesaw. It looks like I'm going like this. But I'm not. I'm going like this. Look at that. I put this here and this here together. All it is a vamp. That's what I use vamps for. Develop a little bit of speed from my single strokes. So you need to really, if you're going to practice, it doesn't matter if you're trying to accomplish getting it down fast and doing it incorrectly, it's not going to go anywhere. You need to humble yourself and say, all right, here's where I'm at. What I'm focusing on is my right and my left, equalizing them. Now, the brilliance of Mr. Stone. If you notice the first 5 lines, you're attacking single strokes, right, left, right hand lead. The second line, you're attacking the left hand lead. So now, just those first 2 lines, I'm trying to equalize my attack on the right side and my attack on the left side. All right, so I work with that. Now, what he does on line 3 and 4, he extends the double. He's giving you doubles. He's starting with the right, so you're attacking with the right side lead. He goes to line 4, you're attacking with the left hand lead, and then line 5, and after that is all combinations of line 1, 2, 3, and 4. So the paradiddle sticking is actually a combination of singles and doubles, which is considered a hybrid rudiment. And after line 5, every line that you play on page 5, 6, and 7 can be considered a hybrid rudiment. Okay? Now, I don't know who's here. I mean, there's 3 or 4 people watching. I'd like to have everybody who is here say hello, if that's okay. Now, Mike, did you understand what I was talking about? And whoever else is listening? Septic Mike. Do we all understand it? Okay, so you can call this whatever you want. You can call it the Stone method. It's nobody's method. It's the laws of physics. I throw the stick down, it comes back. I throw it down fast, the impact makes a louder sound. The speed, the velocity. Okay, so you just need to say, okay, there's some math that's involved here. I don't know what it's called, binary system. I don't really want to get into that. It's just that he is, Mr. Stone put all these sticking patterns together for a reason. And that reason is to develop the attack on the right side and the left side equal. And then he starts the attack again someplace other than the 1, 2, 3, 4. So I guess he's displacing the attack, if you want to call it that. Whatever you want to call it. But anyway, there's my quarter stroke position. If I take the left out, I have a vamp. Now if I do this, I want to do, say, 16th notes, left hand lead, is my vamp. So there's that illusion of the seesaw, lift, throw. In my opinion, that's a no-no. You can use it if you like, but to me it just doesn't go anywhere, and it's very inconsistent with the sound. I had a guy teach me the stick control book. I took one lesson from him and I ran away. The stick control book from here, right, left, but he had me very rigid, very tense, and every time I hit the drum, he'd have me squeeze the drumstick, which to me is totally ridiculous. And the Adler system, nothing wrong with Henry Adler. Henry Adler was a great drum teacher. I've never heard Henry play, but I know of many of his drum students, and they were very successful. And he was a commercialized teacher where he took this, the seesaw method, and that he keep you tight for 2 or 3 years, they'll loosen you up. Then you're in the ball game. So you develop all these bad habits, and you have to, take these bad habits and try to clean them up. Okay, so that's just maybe the first part. I just wanted to talk about the stroke. We know control strokes. This is like the sticking positions. That's a full stroke. That's the full stroke position, the half stroke position, and the quarter stroke position. That's the sticking positions. Full stroke position, half stroke position. Look at the sticks. They're equalized in quarter stroke position. 3 positions. That's positions of my stick. Now, the stroking control strokes, I'm here in a full stroke position. I want to throw it here, that's a free stroke. I want to throw it here, that's a downstroke. Notice the free stroke and downstroke sounded the same. Let me do that again. Free stroke, downstroke. Then, what I have at this point is I want to tap. Now, I'm not lifting the stick and tapping, I just drop the stick. And I want an upstroke. An upstroke is a tap coming up, like so. I don't teach it that way. I teach the full stroke, the free stroke rather, the downstroke, the tap, and the upstroke. That's control strokes. Sticking positions and control strokes. Now, for those that are listening and don't have the PDFs for the week, I have the Morello book, Master Studies. I believe I wrote them all out, 1 through 47 it is. 2 different ways. As written from the book and with fill-ins. You have that, right, Mike? And Mike, we all have that? Okay. All right, so now, there's a prerequisite. Now, Joe Morello showed this to me, years ago, and I totally forgot about this exercise. And I have to say, when I was hanging out with Alan Herman, he was in the studio one day and showed me this. I said, oh, wow, that's right, I forgot. But he did point me in that direction again. So I have to thank him publicly. Alan Herman, thank you, if you're listening. Anyway, this is, in my opinion, a prerequisite for the fill-ins on Joe Morello's book, Master Studies. Okay, now, there's actually 2 different ways. Well, no, let's stay with the stick control book. And I usually start this exercise on line 3, where the sticking pattern is right, right, left, left. Okay? Now, whenever I have 2 rights or 3 rights or 4 rights, I fill in I fill in the blanket of 16. For example, it's 1 and it would be 1 E N. If I go left left, it'd be 2 E N. So what I'd like to do is do line 3 one measure, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. And then the following measure, I'm going to do the fill in, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. 1 E N, 2 E N, 3 E N, 4 E N. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. 1 E N, 2 E N, 3 E N, 4 E N. You understand that one? Does everybody understand that? Mike? Okay, so we have line 3, which is 1, 2, 3, 4. Listen to the sound. Three, 4. Equalize. Now, naturally, before you can actually get that sound, we're not looking for the speed, we're looking for the sound. You need to hang out like this, not like this. Okay? So, not that you're practicing, anybody who's doing it that way is practicing incorrectly. You're not going to get the full advantage of the exercise if you don't hit like this. Coming right back. When I go like this, I'm coming right back. Look at my left hand. Same thing with the right hand. Okay, so the reason why I'm giving you the prerequisite, like I just did line 3. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. 1 E and 2 E and 3 E and 4 E and 1, 2, 3, 4. 1 E and 2 E and 3 E and 4 E and. I'm playing that. I'm trying to make the sound on the right side and the left side equal. If it's not coming out equal, I'm just going to hang out with it and make that adjustment. Okay, now we look at line 4. Yeah, right, it's left. It's 1 and 2. Same principle, filling in. 1 E and 2 E and 3 E and 4 E and. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1 E and 2 E and 3 E and 4 E and. Equalizing the sound. Now it gets a little bit more interesting when you hit line 5. Line 5, you have 2 singles, then a double. So I'll do the line 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. And I'm going to fill in the doubles. 1 and 2 E and 3 and 4 E and. A little faster. Equalizing the sound. We're not into a speed contest here. Could you hold on a second, Mike? That should do it, I guess. Okay. Now, like I said, this is a prerequisite for the fill-ins for Joe Morello's book. Do you understand where you're putting in the fill-ins? Like our line 3 was 1 E N, 2 E N, 3 E N, 4 E N, 1, 2, 3, 4. We're not trying to do any speed here. Say line 13, where you have 4 rights and 4 lefts. Do you understand that one? Right. This 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Do we understand that? We have that, Mr. Michael. Okay. Let's do 1 or 2 or 3 lines from Master Studies. Now, Master Studies, I'm taking it on these levels, these zones. Like, I'm showing you the sticking positions, the sticking heights, the control strokes, how to do the exercise and stick control the way I do them, and how to do the fill-ins, which is really a prerequisite to this next and up-and-coming subject that we're going to we're going to address. What we have is line 1 of Joe Morello's Master Studies. And this is what the lesson is going to be all week from what we just did tonight. The stick control book in full strokes, half strokes, and quarter strokes, and a variety of tempos with the vamp. Plus the fill-ins. Then we're going to Morello's book, Master Studies. And we're going to talk about the brilliance, of both of them. It's just both, Joe studied with George Lawrence Stone, and he expanded on what George taught him. And there's just so much. It's just totally ridiculous. Anyway, let's do the first line You will have the pages on this stuff, okay? The first line of Morello's book. I'm going to do it slow. My starting position for that, I have two accents. One, and is going to be an accent, which is going to be right, is going to be a downstroke. And it's going to be a free stroke. Now you say, why is that? Well, we start here. One is a downstroke. But look, I'm in position now to hit taps. All right? Now, my next stroke is a left, but it's accented. And it's going to be a free stroke. Why? I look all the way over, so all right, there's my left coming up. It's going to be an accent. Bam. Now I go 2 and 3 and 4 back. Now I reverse it, the attack, and I go to the left. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 up and. Any questions on that guy? Any questions on that, Mike? Okay. And the thing is, you're not going to sit down and do the whole book. Do 1 line, 2 lines, 3 lines. Get used to the technique, the concept of the downstroke, the tap, the free stroke, and all that good stuff. So you do the first line. You hit 1 and. Actually, a good way to do this, I do this in quarter notes, eighth notes, and 16th notes. All right, so what I do, when I do it in quarter notes, you need to vision this though. You need to have the music in front of you at this particular time if you never did this. And then eventually you'll get it without looking at the music. So I'll do the first line in quarter notes. For example, I'll do the first line, the first measure, which is written as 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and I'll attack it now. Instead of eighth notes, I'm going to think of it as quarter notes. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And I'm going to do it again now on the left side. So in reality, what happens if I look at the first line and do it in quarter notes, it's a 4-measure increment. And it kind of slows you down, and that's okay. You're not really slowing down. What you're doing is becoming more and more aware of the sticking position. Okay, so you have 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So I do like that for a while. And I find me a tempo. That's 60. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to play it through 1 time, quarter notes. And when I finish that sequence, I'm going to do the next sequence will be in eighth notes. And then after eighth notes, it'll be 16ths. Now you have a couple options here. You can either go back to the quarter notes, or after the 16ths, go back to eighth notes, quarter notes, eighth notes, 16ths. Eighth notes, quarter notes, eighth notes, 16ths. It's up to you. Whatever you feel comfortable with. I like to do quarter notes, eighth notes, 16ths. Quarter notes, eighth notes, 16ths. It works for me. That's what I like. But there's no right, there is no wrong way of approaching this. No, you don't want to keep doing 16ths to go to quarter notes. You want to make that transition. Sort of like the table of time. So let's try quarter notes, eighth notes, and 16ths. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. 1 and 2, 3, so on and so forth. You check that out? It's a very effective way, and it does a couple things for you. You know, you're actually inside of the exercise itself, you're working hard at it, and you're also making the transition from quarter notes, eighth notes to 16th notes, and you're keeping time. You're making that transition, you're strengthening your time. So it's 2, 3, 4, 5-fold. You have to listen to the sound that you're obtaining from the right side and the left side. Is my right hand accents consistent with my left hand accents and vice versa? My taps and my upstrokes, are they all sounding the same? That's what we're working towards, not speed. That's the technique. So you need to really work at that. Okay, and then there's a couple of drum set applications, and like I said, I'm not going to be streaming on my site for the whole month of August. What I'm doing now is going to stream on YouTube for the whole month of August, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. And then come September, I'm back on my site again. Okay, so I'm not going to make this a very long lesson, and you have, if anybody else wants the PDFs for this lesson, you should have the stick control book. That's number one. Number two, if you need the sheets with the fill-ins, I have that for you. And if you need the sheet for the Morello book with the exercise as written plus the fill-ins, we're going to get to the fill-ins, not tonight, perhaps tomorrow. Are you ready for the fill-in on line 1, Mike? I'll go over it briefly. See, it's best, the quarter notes, the eighth notes, the 16ths. If you're going to do the fill-in, you want to do it the same way. If I did line 1, when you're doing line 1 as written, the strokes, the levels are in there. See it? But now, let me do the exercise. Okay, look, I'll do it with the action. I'm starting here again. I'm going 1 and. Now I'm going 2 E and 3 E and 4 E and. I'm back to that starting position again. So that allows me to attack it on the left side again. 1 and 2 E, 3 E and 4 E and. 1 and 2 E and 3 E and 4 E and. See it? And then you pick up the tempo. So on and so forth. We're going to get to that one tomorrow, 1 o'clock. I'm going to have to close this down right now. I'm giving you a little bit to do. What I'd like you to do, if you can, email me or Skype me or talk to me in a few if you can. Not tonight, but sometime tomorrow, Michael, okay? And get a YouTube channel, please. It makes life so much easier. Mike Clark is going to be here actually a couple more times first before Sunday, but he doesn't want me to film it. So, I don't know why. I might just film it and put it in the vault, so to speak. Okay, Mike, let me sign off, and whoever else is in here, we'll see you later. Okay, Mr. Lewis, have a good one. Good night.